Hey guys, this is Sage Wisdom, and I'm here to do a reading for the Cancers. Just so you know, I'm having issues with my microphone. So maybe you guys have an issue feel like y'all being heard, like y'all not being heard the way y'all want to be heard, because the microphone isn't close enough. I got like boxes stacked up right here to make this higher, and I'm trying to make sure I'm close, but I have cards here and here. Okay, so I'm gonna start with my prayer, and then we're gonna go into the overall energy, and then we're gonna go into the spread that I have laid out here. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you, God, for this opportunity to read for the sun sign of Cancer or anybody with Cancer in their chart. I'm calling in my spiritual team, the high councils, my ancestor. I'm asking for clear messages that's from the highest energy of all. So from God through me to the collective at this time, please help me clearly know, feel, see, and understand anything that needs to be communicated at this time that will help those that's watching this video. Thank you guys so much for this opportunity, and ask for a lot of protection, white light, and love surrounding me, surrounding collective at this time. In Jesus' name we pray. All right. Okay. So Cancers. Let's see. Okay. The first card in your overall energy is the action card. Let's get closer to my mic. And the action card is just that. It's telling you that you need to make a move on something. You start taking action. So spirit feels like you guys are sort of in a paralyzed state where, you don't know which way to go or what to do. So you just like standing still. You know what I'm saying? You paralyzed at this time. So they need you to kind of let go of each of those little burdens that's holding you back step by step, one at a time. Don't overwhelm yourself. Don't overpress yourself. Don't, should on yourself where you should be at this time, what you should be doing. Don't do that. Just as you notice the things that's blocking you or holding you back, let them go one by one. And you can do that simply by doing a spiritual exercise or meditation where you're imagining the things that's stressing you all out. Like imagine yourself just picking those things off you and throwing it into a basket to give to your angels to take to God just to release it from you, okay? Because sometimes we're afraid to move forward. And then that's natural because, you get comfortable. We're creatures of habit, and we get comfortable in our little bubble, and we're just comfortable there. But that's not why we're on this earth, just to be comfortable. We have a mission this lifetime, and a lot of times when we have missions, it pushes us outside of our comfort zone, is what they're saying. Okay, so yes, they're acknowledging that change can be difficult, especially if we've been hurt or we feel like we failed at something in the past. We might be afraid to look at it this time around, or to move forward. But they're saying this time around, when you look at the things that you did wrong. So this time when you're going forward, you know what not to do based off the trial and error from last time and what went wrong. So that's the beauty of things. When things don't work out, you at least get the lesson from it, and you understand next time I'm going to try this. I'm not going to do it that way. Okay. So they need you to like I just said, investigate things. Like if things didn't work out right before when you try something, what was it that didn't work out? You have to investigate it. And then when you investigate it, it kind of helps relieve some of that anxiety moving forward. Okay. Yeah. They're saying that they feel like you guys are just kind of treading water, like y'all just kind of staying where you at, and they just feel like you're not really comfortable there. And if you feel anxious, that may be one of the reasons why you feel anxious, because anxiety is like our body saying, oh, we need to be doing this. You know what I'm saying? But then you're probably stuck in another area, so it feels anxious, like you need to be doing something else. It's something that you need to be doing that's different than what you're doing now. It definitely shouldn't be treading water, is what they're saying. They don't want you to remain stagnant. They want you to grow, to embrace change, and do the thing that you were called to do. Okay. Yeah. Whether it's seeking a better relationship, getting a new job, writing a book. I always say writing a book, don't I? Okay, well, that's the action card. They want you to break free of those constraints that's holding you back right now. Okay. All right. The next card in your overall energy is the masculine card. The masculine card here in your overall energy. And I feel like that's the divine masculine. Okay. That's stepping into your divine masculine energy, whether you're male or female. That means your action orientated energy. Okay. Because we have two, we got the Divine masculine, you got the divine feminine. It's within all of us. And the divine feminine is the part where you nurture stuff, you care for people, you take your time, you know what I'm saying, process through things, process through your emotions, get up on your spiritual abilities and things like that. And the masculine is the one where you doing things, you taking action, putting all the little creative projects and plans that you have in your mind or your heart into action. So they're saying this is the energy you need to be more in at this point. Okay. So and it's because they want you guys to step out and kind of lead. They want you to be a leader in your own life. Take control of whatever is happening. Take control of those fears and pluck them off you so you can move on to the next phase in your life. Okay, they're saying you got more power than you think. You have way more power than you think. And they want you to start investigating a new skill that you haven't really nurtured yet. Maybe you need to enroll in a course, or it's something you need to learn that's going to help you move to this next phase. Okay. So because they want you to take the next steps, and it might not be like a class. It could be like learning ways to improve your life in a healthier way, like eating better, exercising, eating the right types of food that nurture certain aspects of yourself to make you more energetic or things like that. So it's like this is how you step into your power. It's little things. It's not like a huge thing. So I think when you're thinking about taking action and making a move, you're thinking about the big thing, the real goal you're trying to get to. But in order to get to that goal, you have to have little baby action steps. So if you're like low energy and you can't get the motivation, maybe you gotta change your diet. So start looking up stuff on YouTube or on the internet about foods to give you energy. You know what I'm saying? Or, exercise you could do to kind of like, help increase your energy level. It's not going to make you more tired is what they're saying. So it's like little steps. That's how you take your power back. Just doing the little things. Let me get my diet right. Let me get my exercise game right. Let me start doing my meditation every day. Let me pray. Let me open myself up to what the universe is wanting me to do. Just sit like for 10 minutes a day and just breathe and open myself up so I can just be receptive to what the universe is trying to pour into me or trying to tell me about what's there to do next. Okay. So that's how you step into your power. The next card in your overall energy is the fear card, which is what's holding you back. That's what's holding you from taking action and stepping into your power and taking the action steps you need to get there is what they're saying. And fear basically is saying right now it's time to be courageous. It's time to let go of all that stuff that's keeping you stuck where you are. Look how she's stuck in a bubble. Look inside her. You know what I'm saying? Identify the fears and then use it to your advantage is what spirit is saying, because fear is only useful when it's teaching us something. So like I said, if it's something you did before and didn't work out, why didn't it work out? Let's look at what didn't work out about it. And then now this time we make sure we're not going to do those things that didn't work out is what they're saying. So it's useful because you see what not to do. You have to have those extremes. You know what I'm saying? You have the good, you have the bad. And then when you get on the bad end of the extremes, it just teaches you, okay, this is where I went wrong. Maybe I shouldn't have did this to let me here. That's what spirit is saying, okay? So examine if your fears, the current fears that you have, examine if they're old fears or they're new fears. Are they useful? Are they helpful? You know what I'm saying? Because if it's not, you can just dismiss those things. Because once you identify the fears, guess what? They disappear. That's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? Fears block your flow. And fear can be certain things like being envious of somebody, being jealous, being codependent, procrastinating, taking your time to make decisions, people pleasing, just being disconnected from what it is you're trying to do. Or maybe you're in an avoidant type state where you're just avoiding something. So because you may have a fear of failure. So the antidote to fear is courage. Just grabbing all those fears and using it to your advantage and moving forward regardless. Because growth, when you're growing and you're changing and you're stepping outside your comfort zone, that is like it says, uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable. It's going to be a discomfort that comes with it. It's not going to be like, oh, I feel so great taking control and reaching my goal. That's not how it is all the time. You have to take baby steps. You have to take your time, breathe, pray, meditate. You know what I'm saying? Do things that empower you, or just do things that feed your soul to make you feel more empowered in order to have the courage to move forward is what spirit is saying. Okay. All right. So the next card in the overall energy is the progression card, and it's talking about the journey that you're on. Okay. So you're progressing to a new level, or at least the spirit world is trying to help you to move or to progress towards a new level. Cause we do have free will. So it's not like we can just, we have free will. Nothing is really predestined. We can be led to go in a certain direction, but it's not predestined. We make choices, and the choice we make and then everything that follows after those choices is what leads us into a certain direction. Is what they're saying. It's not like you just sit down, okay, I want to be, I don't know, a veterinarian, and then you don't take the classes and you don't go to school and you don't do the work. You're just not going to magically be a veterinarian. But it's like, but that's a broader thing. It's with anything. You know what I'm saying? If you want to get in shape, you want to do whatever you want to do, you got to start taking the steps, eating right. You don't start off slow, like taking walks, then, you know, like every day for like 30 minutes, and then maybe take a jog once a week with those walks, and maybe start doing some calisthenics. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And then you'll start seeing results, and then maybe start lifting a few weights. You know what I'm saying? You just, it's steps you take to get to a certain place. But procrastinating about saying what you want, but then not taking the steps to get there is not helping. And that's probably what's causing you to feel anxious, is what Spirit is saying. Okay. So progression is basically like, you're on this journey, and when you're on this journey, it's like you looking at the journey, like where you come from and where you're going. And then, and you looking at how many years will I need in order to accomplish this. It's like you are processing and logicking your way through. That's why they say in the masculine energy, you being logical and putting a plan in place. These are the action steps I'm going to take to get there. And does require thinking too. So you're thinking about what you want to do. You're thinking about how you're going to do it, but don't spend too much time thinking about it, because they want you to take some steps every day. So you can still be thinking as you're still taking baby steps to reach where you need to reach. So they're saying you have a choice about how you respond to things and in the direction you go in, but you actually got to get out there. You know what I'm saying? The next card is partnership, which is Juno in your overall energy. And the Juno card basically speaks of choosing between what it is you want to do. Learning how to balance things out, balance your priorities with things, instead of holding on to things. And a lot of times, maybe you think that you can't balance your love life, for example, and your work life, and maybe you choose one over the other. That's not true. You can do both. You know what I'm saying? But it has to be a certain type of balance that comes with it. And this could speak also in terms of like equalness in a partnership. Okay, it can speak of like being equal in a partnership and developing healthy relationship skills is what they're saying. Okay. Learning how to listen to your partner, like actually listen, hear them out, and reverberate what they're, say back to them what they're saying, what you think they're saying, so y'all are on the same page. So you learn techniques on how to meet somebody in the middle is what they're saying. And not, if it's not a partner, it's you, meet yourself in the middle. Like if you have a goal or a plan, that's great. But it's an imbalanced scale if you haven't put no little action steps about how I'm going to get there. You understand? So the goal or plan is there. In order to balance it, start taking every day, starting today, action steps towards balancing that, where you're every day going to reach some of that goal, I guess. Okay. But if it is in terms of relationship, it's talking about having respect, learning how to communicate more accurately with your loved one, learning how to resolve conflict instead of just like throwing stuff out there and just keeping it up in the air. You know what I'm saying? Resolve it. How can we make this right for both of us? Not just you, not just for them, but for both of us. Okay. And then in different aspects of your personality, just not in relationships, like friendships or people you may work with. If there's conflict, start looking at solutions instead of always like blaming somebody or looking at the problems, what they're saying. Okay. Because they want you to live out your dreams through your own work. And even if you're in a partnership and you have expectations of the relationship, they're saying that stop looking to other people to almost like fulfill those expectations. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's like you're looking for something, but it's not within yourself. So in order to bring balance to you, to your psyche, to your emotional state, you have to look for the balance within yourself. So you can have expectations of a relationship, but that's only going to come if you do your part, which is like communicating to your partner, you showing lovingness towards your partner, you being open about what it is that you want. Because they feel like sometimes the way you approach things is from more of a manipulative standpoint, where you're maybe jealous about something, or you're trying to manipulate the situation to make it work in your favor. You do things that's kind of like disempowering towards a relationship is what they're saying. So they want you to practice being healthier within your relationships, healthier within yourself. And most of that, all that really means is taking accountability for things, yourself and stop putting it off on other people, which means stop procrastinating or stop having expectations that's beyond the norm of other people when you haven't taken the responsibility for yourself to do what it is that you need to do. Okay? All right. So the next card they have is the change, which is the Uranus card. So it is like big changes that they want you to make. They're saying, look at this like if you drive a stick shift, like you taking a clutch and you're trying to move it to the next gear. I never drove a stick shift. But you try to move it to the next gear, so it's not automatic. It's not like an automatic car. You know what I'm saying? Is you have to put the gear in shift. You have to do it. It's not going to just do it automatically. You can't just press the gas without making the decisions and the choices up to this point to get to here. So you have to actually put your hand on the clutch and move it into gear. So they want you, that means take action. Okay. So as you're doing this, it is going to seem chaotic because it's not like the norm. Okay. It's not what you normally would do. So in a way you have to take a fresh approach. You have to do it, do whatever it is that you try to do with different, techniques, different skills, or maybe just like step out on faith. So it's going to feel kind of weird, like you walking on your sea legs. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna feel as steady, but you're gonna be proud of yourself because every day you moving a little bit closer towards your long-term goal is what Spirit is saying. Okay. Yeah, because anxiety when you feel anxious is because it's something that you want to do that you haven't gotten there yet. You're going to start something new, so it feel like a chaos and a discomfort. But just allow, if you feel that energy, that's just confirmation that you're on the right path. Allow that energy to propel you forward so you can move forward and start transforming and going into this new phase in your life. Like they want you to take an evolutionary leap towards something different, towards something new. Because the next card is your North Node card. And the North Node is like exploring new territory is what they're saying. So, it's where you long to be. It's a place that your soul longs to be, but it hasn't gotten there yet. So it's uncharted territory. There's no map right here. It's like you creating it. You creating the path. You know what I'm saying? Things are sprouting out the path that you're creating. So let this guide you. So just look at your anxiety or the uncomfortable feeling as confirmation that you're on the right path because you're pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone, and they just want you to start being curious. Like, I wonder what's out there. You know what I'm saying? This is what I want to do in 10 years. Okay. And this is the plan about how I'm going to get there. And so every day I'm going to take little baby steps to kind of get there. Okay. Yeah. You're going to notice as you go through this process of like following your dreams and moving towards your North Node, this uncharted territory, towards this theme, this goal that you have, that people that you had in your circle may not fully agree with you. They'll be like, man, what you doing? Girl, what you doing? That's just too much. You should just stick to what you used to. When they start saying that, time to move on. Don't listen to your friends, because if you want something, and if your friends truly care about you, they're going to support what it is that you want. And if they don't, I mean, you outgrew that friendship circle. So that's what it means. Like you're outgrowing things. You're moving to another level is what Spirit is saying. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to turn this way. Hope you guys can still hear me with the mic. Okay. That's the overall energy. 18 minutes in. Let's look at the situation with the Cancer. The situation is you have this newfound passion about what it is that you want. And as a result, it makes you feel restless because you can be overwhelmed on like, how am I going to get there? You know what I'm saying? It's so much. I'm like all the steps it takes to get there is overwhelming. Don't look at it, everything at one time. Look at it every day. Okay. Write your plan out. First off, what is it that you want to do? And how do you see your life in the next 10 years? Okay. So that's what you're saying. This is how I want my life to be in the next 10 years. Now I got 10 years to get to this point, but I mean, I got to like for real get some stuff done. So every day I'm going to take a step to get there, to get to my goal, right? So you're gonna stay focused on your goal. That's what you're gonna keep in mind. It's gonna be in the back of your head, your goal, and then you're gonna be passionate towards it by taking the action step to get there. But you're also gonna, be logical. You're gonna start to increase your success. You have to have that masculine energy, which is also like the Emperor energy, where you take in charge of the situation. You're not procrastinating, sitting around, just saying this is what I'm gonna do and not doing it every day. Even if it's simple, like let me just change my diet so I can have the energy to start doing stuff right. Let me just go for a walk so I can get my mind clear and take the step. Let me just write out this business plan. Let me just write it out. Let me look up how to do a business proposal if I'm trying to do my own thing. Let me see how to get this grant money. Just start doing the research is what they're saying. Okay. And just, be structured and disciplined as you go through this process, because they're saying that you have the inspiration at this point. And they're also saying that you can have the determination and the willpower to move forward. Like it's like you got that creative energy to move forward at this point. But it has to be consistent effort in order to get to the goal. So not just to have an idea of what you want and just talking about it. Have an idea and putting a plan in place about how you're going to get there with a time limit. Okay? That's what they're saying. Now, the energy that's around you, you have the Knight of Pentacles, which is talking about being dedicated to what it is that you're doing. It may be a slow process, but you have a timeline associated with it. So just keep going, like keep trekking through is what they're saying. But it's not like you're being, what's the word? They don't want you to overthink it, overplan, where you just keep going back to the drawing board and not taking action. So if you come up with a plan, take action steps. If you come up with a plan, let's say you got the goal, but then you come up with a plan like for today or tomorrow or next week for a month. Come up with like 3 action steps that you need to take in order to meet that goal. So, and then like as soon as you come up with a plan, start applying those action steps to it, because otherwise it'll postpone the inevitable. Okay, because they want you to be moving towards it. Even if you move towards it, let's say you say, I want to do X, Y, and Z today, but then you do those things, you realize, oh, that don't really fit with what I'm trying to do. Okay, now I'm going back to the drawing board. Let me try this. Sometimes it's okay if it's trial and error, as long as you take an action towards the thing that you're trying to accomplish in that day. You know what I'm saying? You could say, okay, I'm going to start doing weightlifting. And then maybe you started doing too much too quick. Like you start doing all these squats and lifting all these heavy weights. And then for 2 days, it set you back because now all your muscles ache, or maybe you pulled a muscle and now you can't do much. Okay, that means let me go back to the drawing board. I still want to do these exercises, but I'm going to start slow. Maybe I should start doing some stretches before I start doing the heavy lifting. Maybe I shouldn't lift as heavy. Maybe I shouldn't do as many reps in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I should like jog and loosen my muscles up. It's like you do something different. You plan it differently, because don't go too hard too quick. Go like you're steadying yourself along the way is what they're saying. Okay. Yes, that's what they're saying. Okay. So as you go through this, like I said, you may feel a little disconnected or misaligned or not balanced, because you're doing something different. And until you get into that habit of the new thing that you're doing, it's going to feel not as comfortable, because like I said, we're creatures of habit. We get used to like whatever our routine was, is what they're saying. Okay. So don't try to talk yourself out of it. You know what I'm saying? And then when you're doing certain things, look back and say, okay, well, I guess I am doing better than I was 2 weeks ago, because I was able to get this done and that done, that type thing. Yeah. Just make sure you structure yourself. Don't overdo it, but structure it enough where you plan it out. So I keep using the exercise as an example, because I'm just using this example. It's not the only thing. Like if you do an exercise plan, maybe instead of doing every day in a week, just maybe I'm going to do 2 days of calisthenics, or, lifting my weights and stuff like that. And I'm going to start slower, and I'm going to go every day for a walk for 30 minutes, loosen my muscles, and maybe add some stretches in there 1 or 2 days a week. You know what I'm saying? And then you can up it. You know what I'm saying? Then I'm going to start doing my calisthenics 4 days a week. And I'm going to start, like that. You up it as you go. Okay? All right. So aspects of this energy. Okay. So it's an illusion that's being formed here, and when you feel like, oh my God, I don't know if I can do it, or I'm feeling trapped, that's your ego trying to like prevent you. Your ego is there. The ego is a good thing. Okay. The ego is there to try to protect you from damaging yourself or ruining your life, and it's based off like past experiences that we had that didn't work out. So the ego is there for protection. So it's good. Ego's a good thing to be there, but don't let it keep you trapped in the illusion of something this may not work out. You're not going to know if it's not going to work unless you try it, and then it don't work. And then when it don't work, you tweak the plan. That's it. You know what I'm saying? So they're just saying, just accept what it is you need to do in a situation, and then make the choices that support the goal that you try to reach. Okay. And they're also saying if you have any kind of addictions or some unhealthy habits, that's something you need to look at too. Because that will prevent you from moving forward, because as soon as you get into a hard place, you're tempted to go back to the unhealthy habits. And it could be anything. It could be sex addiction, alcohol, drugs, watching too much TV. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the addiction is, it's like that's a comfort zone. That's something that you familiar with and want to go back to. So if that is the case, maybe you would want to get into like a support group somehow. They have a lot of online support groups. They have in person, just some kind of organization that kind of helps push you. If you tell them what you're trying to do, you need people in your corner to kind of help motivate you and encourage you. Is what I'm saying. Okay. Whew. Yeah, because then that's going to, like, once you move past that, you break the illusion of the ego. The ego just trying to protect you, but you don't want it to keep you trapped. You're trying to move past that. So you got to break past that so you can move forward, okay? So you can start balancing things in your life and seeing progress is what they're saying, okay? They want, the thing that they're saying that you want to do is something that you love, something that they feel like you always wanted to do, but you never did it. They said once you do it, it's going to make you feel good. Your energy and effort is going to be naturally devoted to that. It's just getting to that point, which means getting out your comfort zone, which means breaking through the illusion is what they're saying. Yeah. They're saying it's going to make you feel that flutter in your heart, like that motivation to want, you know what I'm saying? To want to do something different. It's going to feel different, but it may require some education to come with it. Like you may have to, I don't know, do some type of certification to get there or do some research on how to do it if you're trying to, like, I don't know, open a business or do a business proposal or what, you know, you have to do some background work. But if you keep focused on what you need to do just every day, even just research to get you, you know, like how do I get to this point? Just looking up stuff, looking at other people's success stories, you know, that type thing. Yeah, they're saying that you're going to feel more content. You're going to have more what it is you're looking for as far as your goals. You're going to feel more driven and focused. The thing is, just get on the path and start taking little steps every day. And then it's going to start feeling natural. Like, okay, like let's go back to exercise. Like you start exercising, you feel all tired and stuff at first. And then after a while, your body start craving the exercise. You start wanting to, you start feeling energized and looking forward to it. It's the same thing with any goal you set. Like once you start getting into the groove and seeing progress and, oh my God, it's getting closer to this, it's going to make you motivated and want to do it more. Is what Spirit is saying. So yeah. So stop holding on to like what's comfortable and start pouring into yourself so that you can get knowledgeable about the field or profession or the goal that you're trying to reach. You know what I'm saying? So then once you do that, you'll feel more established than you already do, because you may already be established, but it's probably something you want to do. You'll feel more established than you do now, is what Spirit is saying. It's the only way we can describe it. Okay. Now, what's testing the situation with Cancer? They're saying you guys are very talented. Very talented. Okay? But they want you to start believing in yourself more. That's what they're saying. Don't underestimate your abilities or the fact that you can make your dreams come true. Okay, and they keep stressing the need for balance between your career and your personal life. So I don't know if it's like habits you have in personal life. I don't know if it's actually a person you're in a relationship with and maybe they're demanding too much of your time where you can't balance, you know, something in your career. But in order to do this, they're saying maybe communicate your vision to your partner if it's something with a partner. And if your partner has something to say that seems like criticism, just look at it as constructive criticism. You know what I'm saying? But just say, okay, I understand what you're saying with that. I understand your fears with that, because I had this fear too, but this is something I really want to do. And I appreciate your support in this. You know what I'm saying? Like that. So you can turn situations around and then just pull back and just do your thing, is what Spirit is saying. They feel like you're in a place now where you just feel like you just don't feel as energetic or happy or positive or motivated as you would want to feel, is what they're saying. You're going to come out of this because this is part of the transformation, is what they're saying. So just know that you're going to come out. If I'm telling you now you're going to come out, does that make you feel better? Because you will. You're going to come out of it. It's just like you're going through a transformation. So it's a little shift, like that gear we talked about. And it's uncomfortable and it's chaotic and it makes you feel some kind of way. And then some of you might actually be sick right now because there's a lot of bugs and colds going around. But your health is going to be restored. And I keep talking about exercise. If you start just doing walks right now if you can, doing deep breathing. Deep breathing helps to regenerate cells in the body and help you feel more vibrant. Okay. So yes, it's changes are required right now. whether it's within your relationship or it's like you trying to balance something that you want to do and maybe your spouse is not as supportive of you at this time. They're saying communicate your vision and help them see what it is that you're trying to do, the goal you're trying to reach. And I think they might view it differently. Just communication is the key, is what they're saying. If you shut down, it's going to cause more of a gap between you and that person. But just kind of like let them know, this is what I'm trying to do. This is my vision. And then they can say what their fears are for you, but then don't let their fears become yours. And then don't let your expectations become theirs. Don't try to push your expectations on them. If they don't see it, they don't see it. But that don't mean you can't do what you're doing. Because some stuff you have to do solo is what Spirit is saying, okay? But don't procrastinate just because somebody say you can't. Don't let that set you back is what they're saying, because you got to release that, okay? Whew. So most of your fears, they're saying, it really is self-imposed restriction. So they want you to kind of lift that and come out of this paralyzed state. They feel like you've been a little bit too much in hermit mode. You've been too much in isolation. You know what it is you want to do. So it's time to take action. Some of you may be worried about the financial aspect of it, but they're saying what you might really be worried about is a missed opportunity if you focus too much on the material aspect of it. Just do little stuff until you can get to that point. As you do more, you take a few steps, then God's going to help add to the rest. You know what I'm saying? But you had to take that leap of faith. You had to take the first steps first, is what Spirit is saying, okay? Okay. Aspects of this energy. Okay, so you're going to have a new start, but you got to trust yourself. You got to trust this process, which means you're going to push your fears aside and just take that leap of faith. You're gonna be healing as you go through these life changes. You know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna be healing don't occur like, okay, I'm just gonna sit in isolation, just heal. No, you have to do things to change things up. It's like how if you were coming out of a bad relationship and then you're like sad and you're moping and you do that for a while, eventually you have to pick yourself up and start going out. You know what I'm saying? Going out with friends and going to little parties or get together so you can start like meeting other people and getting yourself out of that mode. It's the same thing with this. If you're feeling some kind of way, like heartbroken about something, because it's the second time the heart stuff came up with you, this 3 of Swords. If you're feeling that way, is because you're healing, and that's okay. But the personal growth is coming from these challenges. So remember that. And a lot of times, if you're within a relationship and it's just a disagreement within your relationship, you're healing misunderstandings within the relationship by communicating more. You have to communicate your truth and what it is you want. And when you communicate your truth, it's not you just talking and saying what you want to say. You're talking, so your partner is listening to you, and then they're speaking back to you about what they think of it. So you may be going back and forth. It's not easy. You're processing through with another person is what they're saying. Okay, that's what they're saying. So you gotta, if you have misunderstandings, getting clarity, get into the truth of what this is, and and then that's what's going to lead to success. Okay, is you getting communicating your truth, understanding, coming to a medium ground where you both can kind of understand what's going on and how to proceed forward, or just even agree to disagree and doing this thing solo. That's okay too, is what Spirit is saying, okay? But they want you to maintain your passion. Don't let whatever corresponds between you and another person, whether it's a friend, a family member, your mate, don't let that affect you being driven towards your goals, is what they're saying. They still want you to have that passion towards it. And then when you're feeling, I don't know, like unsure or you feeling subconscious about something and you don't know, go in, take a walk, take some deep breath, connect to your spirit so you can, like get back in line with your truth and your goals. So they're warning you against being, selfish and one-sided. And I don't know if that's you, or it could be your mate, or it could be both of you. Don't be selfish and one-sided. Always try to like see things from another's point of view, because even if it's not something that you can like say, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do what you told or asked me to do, at least look at it like, okay, I hear what you're saying and I can see how you would think that, like look at it as constructive criticism. And it just really, all criticism does is help you revamp your plan and make it better. Don't let it discourage you. Let it make whatever you want to make better. You know what I'm saying? Is what Spirit is saying. You understand? Yeah. All right. So outcome based on the current energy. The outcome is balance. and you balancing things out. You blending your own ideals with some. If you're in a relationship, you blending ideas with others. Open up your communication in your relationship. You know what I'm saying? But you still maintaining whatever your goal is. But it's about successful compromise. You successfully compromise, not one sided, not like this my way or the highway, or you're trying to manipulate stuff to fit, or you're trying to make somebody understand the way you want it. So you try to push them into your expectation. Everything in a relationship don't have to be both people agreeing 100%. No, it does not have to be. You may have your own personal goals within a relationship, but at least have the communication with your spouse and let them know what you're doing. So you got to blend it like more, like you got to learn how to like do the relationship thing and do your solo thing sometimes is what they're saying. Yeah. So it's about the power to diversity, respecting each other's differences is what they're saying. And then having self-control where you don't feel a need to try to control it or manipulate the situation or lash out because the person doesn't agree with you. And having that patience and balance. I mean, that's just in general good relationship advice. But if you continue to focus on the negative and things not turning out how you anticipate, because when you're making a plan to reach a goal, it's not a straight an arrow like way to get there. It's going to be like I'm going to try this, trial and error. Oh, that didn't work. Okay, let me tweak this and do this. So it's going to be like this more than like straight and narrow. You know what I'm saying? So not giving up when it don't turn out exactly the way you anticipated initially. And then forgiving people. Sometimes, it's forgiveness in our own heart about people and situations, stuff that happened in the past is holding us back. Maybe we had a past relationship that didn't work out the way we want. And that's what we put all that issue on our current partner in a relationship because we think that they're going to act that way because that's what happened in the past. Don't do that. So that means you got to forgive that past person so that you can start fresh and new with your current relationship is what they're saying. Okay. Whew. Okay. So balance is what you need. Moderation, patience, and maintaining the ideal of what you want, your purpose and your goal, having that in the back, in the forefront of what you want, not back, forefront. And then being able to tolerate certain things. You can tolerate certain things long as it's not abusive. But they also want you to be more open-minded to like criticism and not being one-sided or selfish in a way you want something to be done, even if it's just like making somebody understand your goal. If somebody don't understand it, that means you outgrew that person or those situations. You know what I'm saying? But if you have a partner and you want to try to make them understand, just say what you're doing. Say what you're doing and then try to communicate, try to make them understand. But you don't have to convince them. You don't have to manipulate. You don't have to get frustrated in a situation. This is how you're going to know that, okay, I outgrew this situation. I outgrew this relationship. I outgrew this friendship. You know what I'm saying? If you're trying to do something that you know is in the good for you and others, really, and people are trying to discourage you against it, then that's how you know you outgrew that situation and you need to move on, okay? That's what they're saying. But yeah, maintain your mental clarity. Be clear on what you want. Don't let people fog your vision, and don't let your own ego stifle make you not want to move forward because you're worried about what might happen based on what happened in the past or what didn't work out or what people are saying is what they're saying. And they want to start expanding your friendship circle, like get involved in some type of other organization that supports what you're trying to do. Okay. All right. So look, let me get some advice cards for you. Okay. So Spirit, what do you want the Cancers to know at this time as you close the reading out? Thank you so much for this message. What is it that you want the Cancers to know? Give me some advice as we close the reading out. Okay. Imagine, clearly visualize the life that you want. Feel it in your heart and your soul so that it will come to be. That's the first card. The second card is heart and soul. When making your decision, take into account what your heart and soul are saying. Sometimes the mind can deceive us. Choose through love, not fear. Exactly what we're talking about, right? I like to do 3 cards when I'm getting advice. Let me get one more card and then we close it out. Harmony. Disharmony occurs when we try to resist life's natural flow. Everything has a cycle. Every stage of life has its own unique meaning and purpose. Every day can be harmonious if we want it to be. See? All right, Cancers. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope this helped. If it did, hit that thumbs up button. If you feel like this will benefit somebody else, please share my video. And until next time, light and love.